I'm here to give Leo a read straight from the hip with lots of lift. And this one is going to be for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, and Mars because of what is going on with the current astrology, as well as any stellium, 3 or more planets located in the house of Leo, which is the 5th house. And this is going to be looking at the period all through September, clear through till October 2nd, when we have that Mercury retrograde move out of Libra and into the sign of Virgo right at the start of Libra season. So we got a very interesting astrological climate right now. We got pretty much everything in retrograde. We had a really amplified Pisces full moon that just gave so much juju to all of those seeds that were planted with the first 10 days of this lunar cycle that kicked off with that Virgo new moon that was also square Mars, that was also, working with that Saturn square Uranus energy. And then on top of it, we had a difficult aspect to Venus and Uranus. So, and that was also running into a wall with that Saturn Uranus square. So it's been a lot. All right. We've all been dealing with a lot leading up to this point, but I'm sure you've felt the lightning, the brightening, like things are. It was funny when I said lightning, I also thought of lightning came into my head. So maybe some of you have had some tower moments, you've had some awakenings, some electrifying conversations, exchanges. I just heard, yeah, that's putting it mildly. I feel like there's been a lot that's been coming in. I do have this like thunderbolt energy with you, like something is cracking open in you. It might not feel like such a good thing at the time, but it really is like the best thing that ever happened to you. I feel like there's so much opening occurring for you, and this opening is allowing this real beautiful kind of coming into being, flowering for you. It's almost like, oh, I got sentience. It reminds me of like when a chick, hatches outside of the shell, just starts breaking through. I feel like maybe you've been in kind of an insulated period. I think maybe you've been sort of feeling like almost in, I got this egg imagery coming through, which is really funny. I don't know why that's coming in, but I have this egg imagery coming through, and it reminds me of, inside the egg as that, chick is developing, right? What is it at first? It's just a bunch of goop, kind of similar to when a caterpillar goes through that metamorphosis to become a butterfly. At first, it totally dissolves and disintegrates into goop. Well, it's the same thing, it's all goop until it takes form, right? I feel like maybe you've been in a goop stage, like everything you kind of banked on changed at the drop of a dime, and now you're like, whoa, what's going on? What do I do now? What choice do I make? What do I want to do? And things might have felt messy for a while. That's what I feel like. It might have felt messy internally. You've been trying to sort through. You've been trying to figure it out. You've been trying to see how do I bring everything I'm feeling together into something cohesive so I can start really setting my sights on the future. And in some cases, you thought you knew what you wanted, and then you realize I don't know what I want at all, And so it's been really this internal period of growth for you. And I think you've been kind of insulating yourself a little bit. I feel like you've been taking more time to yourself. I think you've been letting yourself be in this goop stage. I think you've been vibing with the goop, and you're like, it's okay. I kind of like this place of it all coming undone. Like you are sensing the creative impact of the moment. And just as I'm saying that, I turned over to the side and I had a playing card set up here, and I feel like this is there for you. And it's this ace of diamonds. Okay. And so I'm really feeling like you're the only sign, and you're the last one I'm doing for this particular reading series. you're the only sign that had a playing card come through. So I feel like there's something different, moving forward. You're moving kind of out of the box. And you might have a really unique business idea. This is what I got, with that ace of diamonds. You got a new direction. I'm really picking up a lot off this card, so I have to go with this right now, okay? I think you got an out of this world idea. It seems like it's really out there. Some of you might actually be doing something in connection with astrology. You might be getting more interested in astrology. You might be studying astrology and wanting to incorporate this in the work that you're doing. And maybe it's the way that you're combining astrology with what you normally do that makes it such an unusual or unique idea that nobody's done this before. That piece is coming in. But we do see you getting some kind of direction, some kind of direction moving forward that leads to financial abundance, a new beginning financially. That will be sort of the foundation that you build your future upon. It's going to be your new direction. This just really came through. I'm really curious to see what the bottom of the deck energy is for you. Oh, this is so interesting because I went to turn it upside down. Look at that. It's the Eight of Swords. I think you've been in this place, where you felt kind of stuck. You didn't know which way you should go forward. Maybe you felt like you couldn't really see the forest for the trees. Maybe you felt like your hands were tied and, kind of feeling a little, I don't want to say helpless because I don't feel like that's the right energy. I don't think you ever feel helpless. I think that you are actually a very strong person, I think you have a lot of resilience. I think that you almost felt like it wasn't your place to take action. Something like, you might have been dealing with a Cancer. I got some of this kind of energy coming in from Cancer reading. There's been a little bit of a bleed in. And I do recommend you listen to the Cancer reading, Leo, because you came up in the Cancer reading quite a bit. So there might be some kind of point of connection there. But I feel like maybe you felt like this isn't my place to take this action. Like, so my hands are tied. I'm just kind of left here waiting on the actions and choices of others. I think maybe you're realizing that's not the way to go, and you're turning this energy around. You actually took off that blindfold. You looked at things as they were. Maybe you didn't like what you saw. Maybe that's some of the lightning bolt energy I got. Maybe you kind of were shocked by the state of things, or what you built them up to be in your mind really wasn't the reality of the situation once you were willing to really acknowledge the reality of your situation. But I feel like you freed yourself from that. I feel like you're in a place where you're like, you know what, I can't. And Ted just shook his head yes. So Ted always comes through with confirmation, don't you, Ted? Yes. Ted says yes. Okay. So I think you realize that it's in your best interest to really not wait around on anybody else to show you the best direction for your life. Like, don't let other people direct your life. You have to chart your own course. All right. Use that compass rose to chart your own course, man. Okay. So I really shuffled this deck thoroughly before I even got on camera here, and I'm just going to go to diving into it. What is coming up for the Leo collective throughout this current cycle that got kicked off with Virgo throughout this month of September, leading into the opening of Libra season in October? What is coming in for the Leo collective? That one wanted to kind of stick. It's almost, it like gave itself up begrudgingly, like, okay, I guess I'll tell you about this. And now the floodgates have opened, okay? And what's turned right side up here is success, victory, arrival. I know that this is like a dragon energy, but for some reason this had Phoenix rising vibes to me. Like, I feel like you have successfully overcome the lessons of the past and you're ready to step into a new potential in your life that's really going to lead you to acknowledgement. That's what I really get, like acknowledgement of your gifts, who you are, what you have to offer. It might even bring you some attention, might put you more in this spotlight, but I see this being really successful for you and you're heading into a prosperous time. Woo! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is like on my word. Remember the ace of diamonds. This is wild. Remember the ace of diamonds, okay? Look at, you got the ace of pentacles. OMG. This is like for real. You are having a new financial beginning. Oh, go for your business idea. Do not hesitate. All right. This is the judgment. You got the judgment sandwiching this. Ace of Pentacles with the Six of Wands and Judgment. This is big time success. Now, the only thing that I see here that is potentially an issue is it looks like there's something you need to break away from. There's some kind of business partnership that you need to break away from. You're meant to do your own thing. This is really what I'm getting. You've got like entrepreneurial spirit. You're supposed to do something on your own. This is really speaking to someone out there. Maybe you're concerned about leaving your current work dynamic. You're afraid of the drama it might cause, that there might be some kind of upheaval involved in this. You need to go for it. You need to go for it, because with the judgment coming in with the Ace of Pentacles and the Six of Wands, that is like, this is your success. This is what you're supposed to do. It highlights your gifts, what you're meant to share here. Okay. So you definitely should trust your ideas. And if you've had other people like arguing with you, if you let them in on some of your ideas and they were telling you why it couldn't work, or that was ridiculous, or that's just a pipeline dream, like you're out of your mind, ignore them. Okay. Ignore them. They're just jealous that they didn't come up with the idea, because it's brilliant. All right. You need to go through with it. I love it when this happens. Look at this shit. 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. Okay. Money. This is money coming in for you, Leo. Okay. And what I really see with this, what I'm really getting off of this, to be honest with you, is this is like you're building this 10 of Pentacles on your own. On your own. Normally, the 10 of Pentacles is like two people building that financial stability together. I don't see that with you. I see you're like, it's by you breaking away from all this like workplace drama and stress and dealing with other people in business and charting your own course, moving in your own energy, following your own unique, inspired ideas, that you achieve this on your own. That is like big boss energy. Really, really awesome. I am speaking the truth. Look at that. Ace of Swords, confirmation. Okay. You all have had this like business mogul energy building for you for a minute now. And if you have not followed through with your inspiration, you are really doing yourself a disservice. But the time is not too late. And maybe that's what this retrograde cycle is all about for you. It's about dusting off those dreams, dusting off those visions you had of what you wanted to create for yourself, how you wanted to do it, and giving it a shot, man, investing it. Because in this current astral climate, yeah, we got Uranus in play, and we've had all this square energy in play for a while. That square Uranus, it's been difficult, and it's been all about fortune really favoring those who are willing to take a risk, like go out on a limb, not do the safe thing, look at things in an unconventional way. But Saturn does require, that we follow through, that we have our focus, that we're goal oriented, that we actually do the work, that we don't just pay it lip service. So this is about following through. And I'm picking up that the energy is coming back around. So you can take that dream that you put to the side, that you put up on the shelf, and you can take it down, you can dust it off and fuck what anybody else said about it, or they didn't believe in it, or they thought you could never achieve it, and put it into motion, man. Prove them wrong, because you will, with this Six of Wands to this Judgment, to the Ace of Pentacles, and that Ace of Diamonds that came in for you. Come on now. Come on now. You got to come on through. We see right here, what do you got? You got this Knight of Pentacles energy. Okay, so we see a solid offer here. We see a solid offer here on the table for growth if you do the work and you invest your energy wisely, okay? Because this is a slow building energy with the Knight. It's about really paying attention to the foundation. Is your foundation strong? Don't just rush into this, all right? Take your time, set it up right. What is everything you need to have in place in order to bring this idea into fruition? You do it, you land in this big boss energy with the Emperor, all right? And whether you are a feminine or a masculine, it does not matter. This applies. You are really working out of that masculine energy right now, where you're very focused. You're very focused. You're very driven, and you are extremely tenacious right now. What you put your sights on, you can really bring into fruition on a business level. You got a lot of business energy coming in for you. Coming in for you. Yeah. Yeah. There's big change in the works, okay? So let's look into this. We see that there's some kind of news that's going to be coming in this cycle. It may be from a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is also your energy, okay? So it's potential that you're taking some kind of new action, you know, that you might reach out to somebody. You might be wanting to explore your options, okay? With this Seven of Cups, all right? It's a small action, okay? This is not like a major communication. It's more kind of an initiatory, getting the ball rolling. I believe that this is still coming in connection to this work scenario. It might be communication toward a King of Swords, okay? So this would be air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, okay? There's something about this that gets things moving, all right, with the Wheel of Fortune, all right? This is a positive turn. This is a positive turn. It gets things moving. Wheel of Fortune, I mean, you got so much coming through about it is worth it for you to take this risk, you know, to invest in your dream and your vision. It will be successful. It will absolutely be successful. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh my gosh. This is awesome. This is awesome. Okay. Look, like I said, and ignore the naysayers. Okay. All these people who are like, you can't do that. You'll never succeed at that. That's not the way to go about it. Bringing a bunch of bullshit your way. Wanting to know what you're up to, wanting in on your ideas, wanting a piece of the pie, okay? Just hold your own, man. Protect your idea. Look at using that Ace of Pentacles as a shield, man. Preserve this, okay? Preserve this. Don't let anybody take this from you, and don't let anybody dissuade you from going after this, because I'm telling you, it has so much to offer you. And I do see you're going to have this big moment where you're going to have some kind of like release gathering, release party. There's going to be some kind of opening, some kind of event. There's been a lot of this energy in the collective that's been coming in. I think a lot of people are really starting to actualize their purpose, actualize their vision. And it's something that actually has more of an influence beyond just like one-on-one. Like more people are taking actions to align with their purpose that actually put something out there in the world that has a positive effect on a grander scale. And I do feel Ted said yes on that. Okay, so that has something to do with your work, something to do with the work you're doing. But I do see, you know, there's some kind of announcements going out, you know, some kind of invitation. I feel like it's to an event, and it's about this moment of arrival for you and what you're creating career-wise, and it lands you, boom, right into that 9 of Pentacles. So this is what comes first, right? You build this 9 of Pentacles, and then by the springtime, this thing really gets cooking, okay? Because that Ace of Pentacles is a timing card, and you jump to the 10, all right? There is definitely you coming into independent wealth in this situation. I want to do a cut of the deck energy on this and see what we got here. Yeah, and I think this has been all about you moving very quietly, okay, with the Page of Swords to the 6 of Swords, all right? You've been moving very quietly. You're doing this behind the scenes. You're not making big announcements about this on social media right now. You're not doing any of that. Nobody would even probably know what you got cooking right now. They just might notice that you're not as easily accessible as you normally are, that you're not as out there socially as you normally are. And it's because you're brewing this. It's like you're brewing this up in the lab. You know, I have this vision of like Leo in the lab, you know, stuff's bubbling, stuff's percolating, you're mixing different things, sometimes having explosive reactions, you know, and sometimes, oh my God, look at what I created. It's alive, you know, but I feel this energy around you, Leo, and it's really cool. It's really cool. And it's all about, you know, moving away from the distractions. That's what I'm really getting. I feel like there's been a lot of distractionary energy around you, like a lot of drama, a lot of people trying to tell you what to do, trying to give their 2 cents. And I feel like you've been in this space of just sort of like, yeah, like in your lab, like you're cooking something up and nobody knows about it. All right. This coming through real strong. I'm going to reintegrate all of these cards back into the deck and just kind of clear out the energy from this, because I wanted to see if there's any other messages that want to come through for you all. That's just so, it's so business oriented for you. I think your mind is really on your money right now. I'm just going to kind of cleanse out, you know, the energy from what we read before. See if we can get anything else coming through, Leo. Just sending a little blessing energy your way over there. Clearing out the energy in your space, clearing out the energy of all the naysayers, all those people who tried to shit on your dreams. Be gone, naysayers. You have no power here. I'm all for it, man. Go for it. Make it happen. Make their mouths hang in shock when you prove them wrong. Oh, I said hanging. Look at it, the hangman. They'll be like, they'll have a whole different view of you, man. They'll be like, holy shit. They just turned my whole perception of them upside down. I think that's a beautiful thing. All right, Leo. I'm going to do some hard shuffles here just to clear out this energy we were reading before, see if there's any other information I can get for you all. And do be aware that this is stuff you're going to see introduced, you know, during this cycle, that there will go through further development. We did see that Ace of Pentacles coming through, and I have to say, in the collective, there's been a lot of this energy about, you know, we really see the fruition, you know, of things that are getting set in motion right now in the spring. Okay, so just be aware of that. I always pay attention to the timing cards, okay? But you also had Ace of Swords come in, and so that's a winter timing card. So there's definitely going to be development. You know, this is something you're going to see steady growth in as you put the energy into it. For some of you, with that Ace of Swords, I always view the Ace of Swords as the pen is mightier than the sword, okay? So I feel like there's also a lot that you're going to be writing about, that writing may have something to do with what you're working on. All right. Okay, let's see. Anything else for the Leo collective? Woo. Before we sign off here. All right. Let's see. Oh, well, you know, it's sort of like there's this big confirmation that just came through. It's almost like Spirit is saying, congratulations on the death. Congratulations on the death. This came out as a crossing card. Right over it was the Three of Cups, which is all about celebration and healing and recognition for how far you've come. You know, for some of you that were dealing with alcoholism, this is congratulations on ending that shit big time. Like, cheers to you. Cheers from Spirit. We're going to fill those 3 cups with 3 blessings, you know, for all that work you did, for being willing to overcome that, you know, for being willing to do the work that's involved in that, because that's a huge investment in your growth, in your evolution, to release an addiction. And we know it's never as simple as just like quitting this substance, right? It's the courage to also look inside at what caused that to become a crutch in the first place, and to learn how to be accountable, to learn how to show up in a new way emotionally, to actually do the integration work, to learn healthier ways of coping. I mean, learn healthier ways of relating, unraveling. A lot of times with alcoholism in particular, there can be codependent tendencies. So really learning how to release attachment, learning how to come into a place of just learning how to be with yourself and connect emotionally, not only with your emotions, but also how you share your emotions with others in such a healthy way. It's been a lot of work, a lot of work, a lot of um, you know, unraveling the shadow. I also feel like, you know, I got this image of sort of like dancing on the grave kind of energy. It's like, yeah, you know, I went through the fire, but I danced through it. Like, I'm celebrating that I finally found the courage to release these things that had held me back. I see this as so much like triumph over the past, you know, healing, um, healing. Um, what used to hold you down in the past, you know, really overcoming this a moment of celebration for having the courage to let go, having the courage to release, and that this is really being acknowledged by Spirit. And I do get this, like, what used to fill those cups instead is now going to be filled with blessings, and it's everything that gives you a reason to celebrate it. It brings healing into your life. Oh my God, beautiful energy. Look at bottom of the deck. Big Empress energy to match that Emperor that had come in earlier. Okay, so I also see that this leads to a time of celebration in relationship as well. There's 2 pieces coming in here on a spiritual level. This is you really experiencing that moment of integration within yourself, embodying the masculine, the feminine, and having this moment of what they call the conjuncto. Okay, it's like the spiritual union of the self. It's when you've truly done that alchemy work. You have really taken that base lead of your soul stuff that was keeping you stuck, that was keeping you trapped, that was disempowering you, and you've transformed it. You've turned it into gold, man. You've turned it into gold. And I believe that this is part of what's really going on. I don't know if you heard of it. He just went, Yeah, they turned it into gold. They did. Oh, how wonderful. Yeah, that's wonderful. You turned it into gold, man. Again, abundance, fruition, fulfillment, happiness. It has everything to do with this old cycle that you closed out with the 10 of Swords. Okay, you gave yourself over to it. And I think you really, maybe some of you even did some letting go rituals with this full moon in Pisces that has recently passed. You know, I feel like you gave it over, and this brought you to a place of balance. Okay, there you are, Leo. I always see this card as representing you. Even though it's a card of Sagittarius, you may be dealing with the Sagittarius. We see you standing on your worth, knowing your value, and we do see you finding the 2 of Cups. Okay, reciprocal relationships. So I feel like a beautiful relationship comes in through this for you. You know, there's a beautiful new beginning in a romantic relationship that comes through for you. For those of you who went through a challenging time in a committed relationship. This is really coming to a place of healing together, you know, beautiful. And you both did the work, all right? You both did the work. So, hey, Leo, you know, like I said, you came up strongly in Cancer's reading. You should go and listen to the Cancer reading because there was a similar story that came through in that reading in relation to this. You might want to check it out, okay? But I do see there being some kind of love connection heals, you know, where there's been a rift, where there's been challenges, where you both kind of maybe created a little space so you could do your own soul work. I see a coming together, a healing, because you both really learned how to value yourselves and what you bring to the table. And maybe before there was too much giving away your power and looking for that sense of being valued and validated from the other. Instead, you've learned to find that own validation within yourself. It allows this beautiful healing to come in the relationship. You got the Empress and the Emperor coming together, you know, it's a beautiful love connection. It's a spiritual connection. It's something to celebrate. It brings a time of real growth, you know, for both of you and celebrating one another's growth. And we do see, you know, new contract here. Okay. New soul contract. All right. Writing it up. This might be like, for those of you who are healing a relationship, really sitting down together and looking at, okay, what does this look like for us? What do we each need as individuals to feel fulfilled in our connection? And how can we get on the same page? How can we do things better this time around, you know? And I do see it restoring happiness in the home, okay? With the Four of Wands, it also, this is a big celebration card. And for some, this is marriage, you know? This is some people healing their marriages. This is some people coming into union with somebody who will eventually be their person, you know? This is a solid commitment. This is a relationship that is going to endure, all right? And we also have that Knight of Pentacles energy too. And again, you might see this happen in the spring. The Knight of Pentacles are things that are enduring, you know, offers that are made. They take time to develop, but they promise to come to fruition and give you something lasting, you know? And this has everything to do, though, all right? This has everything to do with you had to go through this cycle here with the Hangman to the Lovers to the Devil, okay? You had to hang out for a while and you had to really look at your situation with this Hangman and the way you were moving, all right? Because what we see before is who was holding that Ace of Pentacles. Wow, the Ace of Pentacles theme is like so running through your reading. Who was holding the Ace of Pentacles before? The Devil, okay? The Devil. And there was no authenticity there. There was a hiding of, you know, feelings, hiding who you really were in this connection. There was a need to kind of like, I'm getting this like almost having to play a role, you know, play a role, keep the peace, keep things happy, you know. And there was a lot of control in this situation. We see how the two figures are shackled together. And money factored centrally in this connection. Maybe money was even used as a way to control in this situation. But we do see that there was a lack of transparency. There's masks being worn here, you know, there's games being played, there's some kind of manipulation. And I feel it came from both sides in different ways, you know. Both parties involved played their own games. And the devil always represents like the shadow aspects, you know, the things that we're kind of in bondage to, the things that keep us trapped, the things that keep us operating out of our lower nature, and not being who we truly are, not being our authentic selves, you know. So there was a need to really look at this stuff, and definitely there's that codependent theme too with that devil card, okay? So there was a need to look at these codependent tendencies, all right? A need to look at the ways that sometimes, you know, you prefer to choose fantasy over what was real, because the Lover's card always has to deal with a choice. Maybe the fantasy seemed really inviting and enticing, but the reality didn't quite measure up to that, okay? And really, with this mouse energy here, it was about looking at the details, okay? Not getting distracted by, you know, this fantasy that was spun, but really looking at the details of what's really going on here. I think you might receive a message during this retrograde cycle from somebody that you had this kind of a connection with, you know, where there was this really kind of codependent, challenging dynamic where you knew, like, this isn't healthy, like, our connection is not healthy. And it just involved too much acting out of the shadow nature. You know, there's a lot of unhealthy patterns in this connection. And we see that, you know, you transcended that. You let that go. You know, you did the work of the hangman. You pop out on the other side to this 2 of Cups, to the 10 of Cups. Oh my gosh, I can't make it up. To the Ace of Pentacles. Okay? To the Ace of Pentacles. How beautiful is this? Ace of Pentacles, like fully your theme in this reading. And why was it? Because you Queen of Swords, that shit. All right? You Queen of Swords, the illusion, what was hidden in the dark. You know, for some of you, you were kind of having a hidden connection. This person didn't want to own the fact that you were together. You know, you were sort of like kept a secret. This was a problem. You know, you're like, I'm not something to be hidden. I'm not something to be kept under wraps. Like, if you can't show up with me and really represent me as your person, I don't want none of that. This also could have had something to do with an air sign factoring strongly in your reading. Okay, this Queen of Swords is typically a Libra card, all right, but it also represents Gemini and Aquarius. You may have one of these signs strongly aspected in your chart, or you could have been dealing with somebody that has one of these signs strongly aspected in their chart. I just feel like there was a lot of confusion here. There was a lot you couldn't see, you know? There was a lot of illusion you had to cut through. And I think things came to light for you. Things came to light for you. Yeah, and that caused you to take swift action. You just wanted to move away from feeling burdened by this energy with the 10 of Wands. You realized, I'm not going to have to see any growth here. And this is really weighing heavily on me. I don't want to carry this anymore, you know? I'm ready to put my energy into other things. I'm ready to choose growth. That's what I really get. And you cut that shit off with a quickness, all right? You might have even cut it off with some harsh words with this Knight of Swords energy. Again, air sign energy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, okay? And you chose to set your sights in a new direction with this 2 of Wands. Look at other options, you know, look at a different point of view. And that really pays off for you. Yeah, again, top of the deck energy. King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, you took decisive action in this matter. After having to kind of like weigh your options, you know, you were trying to make a decision. This also might have been related to finances. Maybe, again, we saw that financial piece, how finances could have been used as a means of control in this situation. This does show a juggling of finances, you know. Maybe you were afraid that Ted said yes, okay? So maybe you were afraid you didn't have the financial means to really step away from this situation. That kind of kept you stuck. Yes, oh my gosh, 8 of Swords right after that. Yeah, you felt like you were stuck, but with the 8 of Swords, it's all in your mind, you know, it's an illusion. And I think you move beyond that, and it leads you to a new beginning. Ace of Cups, you chose yourself. You chose yourself. You poured into yourself. Might even been doing this on a creative level, you know, and this inspired you. And we see, you know, from what came forward earlier in your reading, oh my gosh, my ear is just like ringing right now. It's ringing. It's ringing. There's going to be a buzz about you, man. People are going to be talking about you. They're going to be talking about what you create. Because what I was just going to say is, you know, we already saw earlier in your reading that you take a direction, a very creative, innovative direction in relation to your work. You strike out on your own and bam, you know, you got this big time success. So this feels like a really good place to leave your reading off of. I think that there's a lot of good stuff coming around the bend. You've done a lot of work. You've transformed a lot of negative energy. Be mindful, you know, this person comes back around. It's only a test, okay? It's only a test. Remember the lessons you learned, okay? And we're going to do a cut of the deck energy here. Yep. Wheel of Fortune. Everything's about to change for you, okay? Everything's about to change for you. And where you wonder, is there going to be growth with this Seven of Pentacles? We see there is, okay? We see there is. Where you invest in yourself, where you invest in what you're creating with the Six of Pentacles, you will see growth. You will see growth, all right? Security seems to be a big concern for you, you know, but we see it's by heading in this new direction, okay? With the Fool. Moving towards what really inspires your heart, you know, what gives you a sense of passion and purpose. Though you may feel with this High Priestess, like, I don't know, you know, is my security going to be okay? You got the Hermit here, you know, so this is all about if I strike out on my own, you know, if I follow where Spirit's leading me to go with my aspirations, if I invest in myself, is my security going to be okay? We see you got it on lock with that King of Pentacles. Yeah? Should they go for it, Ted? Is it a good idea? Yeah? Okay. Ted says yes. All right. So go for it. Go for your Ace of Pentacles. Go for your new beginning. And congratulations on transforming all that energy and doing the healing work. Proud of you.